that's huge to me. I will be trying to do something on Sunday to celebrate it. I was planning on doing something tonight to celebrate it. Unfortunately, just because of things happening in life, that didn't happen. So I'm definitely going to do something on Sunday to celebrate it. However, hey, beautiful. One thing I will say is, through the community I have built, I have made some incredible friends. And I think I've mentioned this on stream. While the person themselves do not want to be mentioned, just because to them they're like, oh, I just did it. I didn't do it to get mentioned. I didn't do it for attention. I did it because, I wanted to do something for you. But we have a gift that was sent to me. It's used, but it's still quite the upgrade. I had this arrive in the mail today. RTX 2070 Super Graphics card that was gifted to me. I was telling my boss about it today because it showed on the tracking info that it was going to get delivered today, and I was mentioning it to my boss, and my boss goes, "Well, why did they send it to you?" I said, because they knew I was having they had some rough stuff going on, and they're a good friend of mine, and they wanted to do something to help brighten my days up a bit. And so that's what they did. So, in case I don't say it enough, I understand that I am truly privileged to have an incredible community. And I thank you guys so much for this ride. 11 years. It's crazy to think it's been 11 years. So, let's hop into the table. Let's say hi to the guys.
Okay.
Gentlemen. Oh, and of course, right as I get here, Saw.
Did you do it? Did he do it?
Did I do what?
Did Lantas do the bad to the bone or the?
No.
No.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, okay. So when you were mute, Devin, you didn't hear this.
No,
No, I didn't. I just had a thing pop up about a soundboard. I'm gonna have to check that out later.
If you add any soundboards to this server, make one of them be bad to the bone, please.
I will consider it. But as I was starting up my stream and everything was getting started, I came to a realization of something, guys. And I've mentioned this in the past, but you guys might not remember it. You guys do understand what today is for me, right?
Is it?
Today is my 11-year stream anniversary.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here waiting to find out what this outro are going to say. Anything like, do I break the news? Should I?
Listen, man, I barely even remember my own birthday.
Hey.
All right.
The only reason I remember my mother, father, and sister's birthdays is because they're all within a week of each other.
That's how I remember my mom and grandma's
that's fair.
birthday. They're on the same day.
But yeah, I originally had planned on doing a whole bunch of big stuff tonight, and then I was telling you guys about, I was telling Rook and Saw about some of the shit that I went through over the weekend and into today. I'll tell you about it after stream, Lantas, but to give you a super short recap that will give you enough idea of why it's stressful. My mother's in the hospital.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
And we will, like I said, I can talk about it more after stream. But yeah, so because of that all weekend, anytime I had to plan out what the hell I was going to do was completely subverted. And then, add insult to injury, to try and distract myself from the stress of my mother being in the hospital, I decided to rearrange where my desk was and move the desk where my kid's computer is set up at. So it was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I want to try something real quick. 1 second.
Okay. Whoa! Holy balls, is that loud?
Yeah, what the hell? I was not expecting that to be
What's
that loud.
that?
I apologize. It's just called Quiet Please. It's a soundbite from one of my other servers.
Okay, I have a suggestion. Let's not do sounds that we don't know what they are when he's streaming.
Yeah, sorry. Apologies. I'm gonna go ahead and not do that anymore.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys aren't busy on Sunday, I will probably be doing some sort of celebration on my channel on Sunday.
Great thing I don't do things on the weekend.
Right.
So if for no other reason than to help me celebrate 11, God, I have been streaming since the September before, no, the September after my son was born.
Wow.
Because my kid is 11 years old. My stream is 11 years old. I started streaming on August 29th, the year after my kid was born. That's a crazy fucking thought. Yes, I will have to redo my settings later.
Yep.
Because new GPU.
Yay.
So. Oh, one last thing, and this is also to you guys. I apologize last week that there was no stream. I was sick as fuck. I literally woke up, sat up, and ran to the bathroom, almost projectile vomiting.
Ooh.
And
Did you make it to the bathroom?
I made it to the bathroom, thankfully, so I didn't have to clean anything up. But needless to say, that left me fucked up for the whole day.
Yeah, no, you're completely fine.
So, but yeah, I still feel kind of bad because I know how much you guys enjoy the game, and I know how much, there are people who are watching who, they come for the game every week, and not having a game kind of left them like, oh, what's going on? So, what am I? Sessions 1 through 5 are now up on my YouTube.
Yay.
So, if you want to go and watch, if you're new and you want to go and understand what all is happening, that's where you go.
See, this guy's not a Jedi Master, he's a Jedi Knight.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me correct my notes real quick.
Yeah, no worries. So, for those who either weren't here at the end of last session or who have never been here for the game before, without getting into the full thick of trying to explain who everybody's characters are, and just to give you a recap for the end of last session. Last session, they worked on getting their ship functional while aboard a Republic Venator. And after a bit of time, they were preparing to get going, and a wideband transmission came across, to which, who was it that opened up the transmission? Was it you, Zorna?
I thought it was... Wasn't it, Grawl?
Was it Grawl? I can't remember if it was Zorna or Grawl. Somebody opened up the transmission, and they heard, "Execute Order 66." And all of a sudden, every clone started advancing on some Jedi fighters that were on board the craft. And Zorna and crew watched as one Jedi was brutally turned into essentially paste, and another Jedi managed to get to them and request their assistance and get aboard and get hidden, and they escaped.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah. It must have been me then, yeah.
Where they escaped to Tatooine, where they would land. And that's pretty much where we ended off last session. Is there anything I'm missing, guys? I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
So, let's kill the music there, because that's going to be distracting. So, welcome to Tatooine. Specifically, Mos Eisley. A wretched hive of scum and villainy. So, you are free to make decisions on what your plan is.
I think right now we were going to try and find out if they would still repair our ship, because the Empire doesn't exist anymore. The Republic doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
the
we're
Empire
trying to
doesn't
find
exist.
out.
Wow, that was a quick error.
Yeah.
Now we'll never get to fight any battle droids. How could it be?
Oh no, there's still separatist holdouts.
You're right. We should go and harass them.
So,
Technically, they would actually be probably happy to help us at this point, because the Empire is even worse than the Republic.
oh, but they don't know that yet.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You are literally less than 24 hours into an empire.
Yeah. So, honestly, I'm really hopeful that the Empire does, honor the Republic's deal with us and foot the bill so that we can get repaired and just do some side gigs while we're, getting repairs done. And then we can, get out of here.
Well, presently there is no Republic presence on Tatooine. So, if there's no Republic presence on Tatooine, there would be no Imperial presence.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Okay.
So you'll have to, first and foremost, you will have to make contact to figure out if that would be the case.
Didn't he say that he was going to reach out through his channels?
Yeah, he said he would reach out through his channels, but are you going to assume that his channels are...
Probably not. Okay, I'll have to do it myself. Let's see. First things first, I think Zorna needs to go get some sleep. If I remember right, she got, woken up for all of this or some shit.
Something along those lines, yeah. So the Empire began if we want to go by movie only lore, in about a 72-hour period, Order 66 was initiated. Obi-Wan returned to Coruscant. Discovered Anakin's betrayal and his change to who he became. Because I got yelled at last time about spoilers, so...
Who the fuck hasn't seen this? Who has not seen the prequel trilogy? and they're watching a fucking Star Wars D&D game, I'm going to kill them.
Whoa.
Sorry. Hold up. Spoilers for something that's 20 years old. I'm sorry.
Actually, they're nearly 30 years old.
No. Prequel trilogy?
Yeah, they
prequel.
were in the 90s.
Episode 1 was... Now you got me wondering.
Phantom Menace was
Phantom
99.
Menace was
99.
Okay.
So yeah, 20 years.
Almost
Yeah, like
25.
The Sith was 2005, so yeah,
So it was-
you're right.
It's not technically 20 years yet,
But it's close.
but it is close, yeah.
What, 99?
No,
No,
because
2005.
Revenge of the Sith is 2005.
2009 would be 10 years.
2005.
2019 would be... Oh, okay. 2005. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Whatever. Estimate. Roughly 2 decades.
But yes, so realistically, you have somewhere between 48 hours and 7 days until Obi-Wan arrives.
All right, let's ambush him.
Get our ass planted to us.
It is enough time since those movies came out for it to be considered a classic.
That it is.
That's all I'm going to point out.
Alright.
So,
I'm going to go get some sleep first. I guess Grawl and HK can deal with some other stuff while I sleep, because...
I will stand at the entrance of the ship and make sure that no one comes on.
Okay. That's probably a good idea, let's be honest. Remember what happened last time someone came aboard?
Fred is going to go hang out with the new guy.
Ah, I see. The new guy.
So, Grawl, what are you going to do?
Guess I'm just gonna go to my room. I don't know anything to do outside alone.
Okay. So, Zorna, before you fall asleep, Fred comes and asks you permission to move Aramis from the hidey hole to give him his own room for the time being, because...
Sure. He can be holed up.
This is Fred's room.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was thinking.
Fred will put him in here for the time being.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and with that, I'm going to assume, save for HK, who is essentially in sentry mode, all of the biologicals on the ship are going to find sleep.
Yeah.
HK.
Yeah.
After some time passes before all of the biologicals go to their rooms, there is a pair of Athorians who enter the hangar.
Those guys with the weird head. Oh yeah, Ithorians. There we go.
Yep.
Boys. Anyway, I will watch them from.
Wait, isn't that the race you were trying to convince me to make my backup character?
Yes.
God damn it!
It's Lantas' backup character.
No, it isn't.
I will be watching them from the doorway.
Okay. They wander about the hangar bay for a bit. They do step out of your sight, so your sight I thought I had a cone tool. I guess not. So your sight will obviously... So, and obviously there's some space in here where you can kind of see, but it's not quite as easy to. And
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, when they step out of sight, I would like to step down to the bottom of the ramp for a better view, just to make sure they're not tampering with the ship.
They are not tampering with the ship. As you step and get a better view, one of them you can see has a flashlight of some sort and is looking at different things, and one of them has a data pad and is keeping track of what information, what damage the other is seeing.
Okay. Is a maintenance crew.
After a little bit of wandering around and looking, the one that had the flashlight starts walking towards the door. The one with the data pad comes up to the boarding ramp and sees you. Droid, is your captain available?
Negative. Captain Zorna is asleep at this moment.
All right. Maybe you can answer this question. I don't know how much your owner allows you to talk. Are you the ship that got into the fight with the CIS?
Affirmative. We were ambushed by a CIS dreadnought. Dreadnought-class cruiser.
Is it true that the Jedi betrayed the Republic?
I am unaware of this news. I am unsure.
You should be careful then, droid. The Republic's not the Republic anymore.
Noted. Is that all?
My boss is still trying to reach out to his contacts to see if they will honor the contract you had. He's having a little trouble. Apparently, some of his contacts have been... I think the phrase he used was objectively reassigned. He didn't really want to get into more detail than that.
I see.
How many crew members are there aboard your ship?
As of right now, we have 1, 2, 3 crew members, not counting myself.
Okay. Carrying any passengers currently?
Negative.
While you are in Mos Eisley, will you be seeking any work?
Unsure. That is the captain's department.
All right. Well, when your captain wakes, tell her to get in touch with AFOD.
Affirmative.
All right. And he turned.
AFOD's the guy. Sorry, go ahead.
With that, the guy turns around and starts towards the door, meets up with the other guy, and they leave.
Okay, I'll go back to guarding the here.
Okay.
Actually, it'd probably be better if I was guarding just outside so I can see the rest of the ship, huh?
That's up to you.
I think I will do that, just so I don't have any blind spots.
Okay. So, I wasn't planning on it, baby. Okay. So, the rest of you awaken, and it feels, it feels almost like a dream what happened. For those of you who were able to see the clone troopers actually engaging those Jedi that were not in a position to be able to easily defend themselves, which I believe is pretty much all of you, your dreams are absolutely terrifying.
So what I'm hearing is I woke up in a cold sweat.
Yes. Your dreams are filled with mixtures of seeing what happened and scenes of imagining that cold faceplate of the helmet turning on you and coming towards you.
Fun. Well, I'm gonna go take a shower.
Grawl, what are you up to?
Probably come out and see what HK's up to.
Greetings, Grawl.
Hey, any plans as to what we're gonna do? Are we just waiting here?
Unsure. That is not for me to decide. That is Captain Zorna's job.
Well, yeah, fair enough, I guess. Is that here?
Great talk.
Yep.
So you walk into the mess hall. Fred is in the kitchen area. He's kind of gathered what he can of the supplies and is making something it doesn't smell particularly fantastic. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell great. It's just kind of that. It smells like food. It smells like something semi-satisfactory.
Good enough.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Can I have something to eat too?
I was making enough for everybody, so yes.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Thank you, Fred. Very cool.
Aramis is sitting there, and you can just see he is completely lost. He has no idea what to do.
I don't know what I would say.
Talk to him about watching all of his friends die.
How about I don't?
I mean, hey, how else are you gonna start a conversation with him? Are you alright? All your friends just died.
You know,
Are you
I'll take
okay?
an alternative. How about I just don't start a conversation with him?
You're lost.
Hold up. Rook, is your charisma, like, negative or something? Is Graal's charisma negative?
No, it's not.
Well, then he
He just
should
has
probably
nothing to-
strike up some sort of conversation.
He just has nothing to say to him because Jedi are kind of scary.
Well,
So you just listen there awkwardly?
I will do that
Yeah.
after break because I don't have my bottle of water here with me. So, after a few minutes, Fred brings over some plates and a platter. It is... You're fairly certain it's like scrambled eggs and some hash browns, stuff like that, but it's...
Does it... Hold up. I gotta ask. Does the scrambled eggs have some tentacles in it that are still moving?
I'm just wondering if it's better than the what was it that Zorna rolled last time, like a 3?
Something like that.
Oh yeah, no. I rolled like a nat 20 for my own food, and then he asked me to make him a plate too. So I did, but I rolled like super fucking low, and it was awful.
Yeah.
It was somehow still edible, but just barely.
Yeah.
It was two steps above barely. It was like one step above barely edible gruel, but that's about it.
So, like, as long as it's better than that, we're good.
You know what would be funny is if we just always have Zorna do that, where she just somehow prepares perfect food for herself, but if anyone asks for her to make food for him, it somehow always ends up just sort of barely edible. It would be kind of funny, but I guess it's a little too much, like one of those anime tropes.
Yeah. Zorna, you finish showering and preparing, and you'll be entering the mess hall right about the time Fred is coming away with the platter of food. So you step in and you can, like I said, it doesn't smell bad or good. It smells like, oh, it's food.
It's food? Okay.
Essentially, it's like scrambled eggs and hash browns. No seasoning, just cooked scrambled egg, cooked hash brown, threw it on a plate.
I see. Okay. Well, unfortunately, Zorna has a lot on her mind right now, so she's probably just gonna, like, sit down, lounge down, basically, and sort of, like, distractedly eat it while scrolling her bracer computer for basically looking at how the new structure for the bureaucracy set up.
I think I'm going to take this chance to step in as well, unless you were about to say something, Oddy.
Nope, that's fine. So right now there's no explanation of what exactly the structure of it looks like, other than there is you guys have seen episode 3. You've seen Palpatine's speech.
Yeah.
There is just a litany of news sources who all, every source has a different opinion. Majority of them are, this is wonderful, consolidating the power behind one leader without the necessity of requiring the Senate to agree. Just having the Senate be there to essentially voice their opinions, but not being in control, will make the government function much better. Yada yada. You've got a few commentators here and there that are like, oh, we hope to see this. We hope to see this rise of this empire come with little change other than to streamline bureaucracy and There is one commentator that is very much voicing objections. The commentator is a SWRP. He is... So, based on his history that you can see, he's not really... he's not like a news source per se. He was, in his home system, he might have been a minor celebrity of sort, but he's blowing up on the net because he's voicing, who gave Palpatine the right to declare himself the Emperor? Who, it's wrong, it's unfair, it's completely against the ideals that so many of us grew up in. There's very much a sense from this guy that this is wrong and everybody should know it.
Is he acting somewhat unhinged in any way?
Not necessarily unhinged.
Very passionate though.
Very passionate. To put it into perspective, he's very much a Al Sharpton-esque. He is not unhinged and sycophantic, but he's very impassioned and very vocal. In comparison to, he's not like the Alex Jones of Star Wars.
Okay, I was trying to figure out if he was going to be like the Alex Jones of Star Wars, because that would have been funny.
No.
They're putting chemicals in the water to turn the freaking Thorians gay.
You know the saddest part about that whole gag about, they're putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay, is the fact that it turned out to be true. The chemicals were turning the frogs gay.
Oh yeah, there was.
Get into this.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just thought it was funny.
But yeah, he's not like that conspiracy theorist sort of. He is vocal and impassioned, but everything he's saying is based in fact and based in, common knowledge. Beyond that, the holovids are chock full of talk of, and it's very much sensationalized, betrayal of the Jedi Order. There is video footage of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and smoke pouring from the temple.
Wait, wouldn't the siege still be going on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I was asking. Sorry.
Yep, it's still being sieged, but there is a video feed that watches over the temple, and on this video feed you can see there is smoke pouring from the structure. One of the towers on the side has collapsed into, it is very much an embattled place. Some commentators are talking about how we gave the Jedi far too much power and far too much access to our military, and they abused it, and they planned to overthrow the Senate, and they planned to take over and instate their own sycophantic religious theocracy where the Jedi were the overlords and we all would be required to serve them, and yada yada yada, the whole kit and caboodle. You get some of the more focused and less opinionated news sources that are simply talking about casualty rates. And there's a couple of journalists who are attempting, some of them are speaking with clone guards that are standing guard around and I mean it's not like they're well, what's going on, we want to know, and the clones are, there's nothing to see here, you need to leave, this is a restricted area, there's a couple of essentially clips of people running from the building or running in view and clones taking shots at them. It's very clear war has come to Coruscant itself. There's some commentators that are questioning what proof do we have besides the word of the Emperor? What proof do we have besides he says that the Jedi betrayed us, but the Jedi have never betrayed the Republic. They always stood behind us and protected us, and now we just have to trust that they never truly had our interest. I want more information. I want more proof. Yada yada. The same thing you would expect to hear.
Yeah.
And there are videos from all different areas of the ongoing war. Video feeds of them essentially bringing the bodies of clone troopers and here and there bodies of Jedi, that it's very clear the Jedi who were killed went down fighting, and they are riddled with blaster marks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in terms of what Fred made, Clelk just made the perfect example of it. It's a hotel breakfast.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. That's a good description. Yeah, no, I was also wondering if I can analyze the information that I've obtained, while doing this.
Okay, what are you looking for?
So I'm just sort of like, so base DC is 15, modified the reliability of the data source. Okay. Basically, it's just trying to find any additional information that was in it, so is what it sounds like it does. It just tries to find additional information. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, what are the motives of the Empire and how it's going to probably be treating, like, people like me, more or less, like, not smugglers, but supposedly free traders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That were contracted with the. That never mind. It doesn't matter.
Oh. Perfect first roll of the night.
Of
It
course.
doesn't matter. Of course. Of course. This is my luck.
Yeah, honestly, there wouldn't be much information for you to find currently anyway. Literally, you're in the early hours of the shift of the political spectrum. Like, not even everybody knows yet that they are no longer a republic. They are now an empire.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hey, HK.
Thank you, Garrett. Captain, you have been requested to contact, what was his name? Fuck. It started with an A.
Afad?
Afad, yes. You have been requested to contact Afad.
Fred kind of perks up when he hears the name. Did he say Aphod?
That is correct.
I'm gonna sort of give Fred a side eye, like, what's this all about?
And so as you kind of give him the side eye, you see every bit of color drain from his face.
Oh, fun!
Are you familiar with this AFOD? Sorry, Lonnie.
No, you're fine. Boss, can I stay on the ship? Please? Please?
Oh God. Okay, what is this all about? I'm gonna look at him a little more like heavily and be like, okay, what's this about?
So, before I came to work for you and got my whole situation, let's just say you're not the first, your family's not the first people I owed money to. And
oh boy. Okay,
I took the last of the credits I had and hopped a cruiser to your planet, and then, well, you know the rest. But I didn't think I could run into AFOD here. I could be hopeful that it's not the same AFOD, but
it's probably the same AFOD.
there's a good chance.
Okay. Yeah, you can stay here.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate it.
Okay, so bonus suites have to be selected from that page. Okay, then there's really no bonus to look at. Cool. Actually, there's only two. Oh, right. It doesn't get feats, it just gets talents. Sweet. Okay. That's fine. Sorry, I was refamiliarizing myself with my
You're all good.
Find some basics.
I'm gonna finish breakfast, and then I'm also gonna go clean up finally, because it has been a while since I've done that, and I'm doing a lot of working, fixing up everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Fred will finish up his plate and wander back to his room. And you can hear, once the door shuts, you can hear the magnetic lock activate on his door.
Okay. I'm gonna finish up my breakfast as well and sort of eye the Jedi and be like, so, what's your plan today?
So he has spent the entire time just kind of staring at the floor. Fred sat down the plate of food, and he didn't react at all.
Okay.
And as you speak to him, he kind of, not quite jumps, but just kind of that moment, that little, wait, is she talking to me? And he looks at you and goes, I'm sorry, what?
What are your plans?
I have no idea. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I suggest you start thinking about that. In the meantime, I also suggest you stay out of sight and out of mind.
Zorna, at this point, you as you're looking at Aramis. So when you saw him previously, when you first met him, while he was when he walked up to you, he kind of had this air of confidence and almost ego about him.
Mm-hmm.
As much as he was a Jedi Knight, you know, he's still a younger guy. You looking at him, you would probably put him between the ages of 17 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
And just in the hours of life having changed, he no longer looks like the confident, you know, he looks completely destroyed. And now he's looking more and more like a scared little boy than a confident Jedi Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, I want to hop out of character for a second here.
Okay.
I want to just get a feeling for how you want us to interact with this character a little better, because are you intending for us to treat him as a DMPC that's joined the party, or...
For the time being, he's an NPC. I don't plan on him actually joining the party.
Okay.
It's simply a situation of he saw an opportunity because he knew if he tried to go for his ship, he's a dead fucker.
Yeah.
So he went to the next best thing, which was, hey, there's this ship of people that aren't soldiers. They're not, you know, they're contractors essentially, and I got to get out of here. So what's the hurt in trying?
Right. We are headed back to Nar Shaddaa, right? When we can. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Sorry, just trying to organize my thoughts here. I'm thinking maybe we try suggesting that he come to Nar Shaddaa with us, and then just like suppress that he's a, you know, what a better place to hide from the government than amongst criminals. You know.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
You could even join the hut. Or else later on.
As a side
Actually-
note, in lore, there are 3 Jedi who joined different, essentially cartels.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't a fair number of them go into hiding, pretending to be like bounty hunters?
Some went not just pretending to be. Some of them turned around and basically remade their lives, hid that they were Jedi, became bounty hunters, pilots, all sorts of other things. More than anything, the ones in lore that joined the syndicates.
Mm-hmm.
So there are none in canon lore. They're all in legends.
Yeah, all in
The one that I can think of, and I cannot think of his name for the life of me, he outright went to the Black Sun, said, hey, I'm a Jedi, and I know the idea of turning me into the Empire for some favor sounds great, but I have abilities that could help you, and provided you keep a few stipulations, I am willing to use my abilities to help your cartel. In turn, you allow me to hide here and let me live. And his terms were essentially he's not going to help in any enterprise that will cause grave harm, and he wasn't to be treated as a peon. He was essentially to be treated like
like one of the higher ranking general types.
Yeah, he's essentially a made man. He's not an enforcer. He's above an enforcer, but he's not like one of the right hands of the head. He is, kind of in between there. He was given essentially free reign to move about as he wanted. He was given the he was given the flat benefit of he wasn't, he didn't have to pay like any sort of tithe or anything like that, because in a lot of the syndicates, until you get to a certain level, you essentially have to tithe to the people above you in order to maintain your position. For him, he didn't have to tithe. All he had to do was pull his weight and help. In Legends, the couple situations that I can think of, he assisted in negotiating a deal between two cartels, including using his force abilities to adjust somebody's ideology enough to take it from being, why should we help you, to, well, of course we're going to help you. It benefits both cartels if we help you. However, he also was, by one of the major bounty hunters, was found out and ended up being captured and turned over to the Empire regardless.
Yeah.
So...
I was going to suggest you go that route, but I was thinking that, he suppressed the force within himself and then act as a bounty hunter, hiding amongst the other, criminal scum in Narshada. I mean, hey, if you're going to go looking for a criminal, if you're considered a criminal, where are you going to hide? Well, amongst the other criminals, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll step back into character and...
Okay. I'm going to look at him pretty, sternly in the eyes and be like, yeah, effectively, the entire state considers you to be an enemy, which means that lightsaber of yours is now a liability. You are a liability. Which means you should probably stop acting like a Jedi and act like someone completely opposite. Hide amongst those they think you are. If they want to treat you like a criminal, become one.
Okay. That's all fine and wonderful, but that kind of leads me to the next question of how.
You have combat training, do you not?
I grew up in the Jedi. I don't know how to not be a Jedi.
Well, you're going to have to learn very quickly.
I don't know what to do. I can't even not look like a Jedi. And he kind of half stands up and, he's wearing very clearly Jedi's robes.
Okay, so we change your outfit. We get you a blaster instead of that lightsaber. And you're going to have to train to use it.
Okay. Are you willing to help me?
That depends. Can you afford to have me help you?
I don't have much right now.
I feel that. You will have to help pay your way in other ways. Basically, out of character. Basically, I'm implying that he is going to have to help pay his way by helping us do some jobs, probably.
Well...
The real question is, what kind of class is he going to start trying to move towards for the next one? Because you can't use the Jedi Knight class levels too much anymore. I mean, you can still benefits from it, but we can't get to the skills, the combat training, that stuff.
Can I give you something as collateral until such time as you feel like I have paid back, just so you understand that I want to... I need your help, and I need you to understand that I am willing to do almost anything. I don't want to give this to you. I simply want you to hold it until such time as you feel I have earned the right to have it returned. And he removes his lightsaber from his belt and sets it on the table in front of you.
Okay. Question, out of character. Is that lightsaber able to be disassembled into a form that doesn't resemble a lightsaber?
Presently, no.
Okay. Alright. Fine. But my first request is that you make it so that this doesn't look like it is what it is. Oh, hey, Grawl's here. Yay! So I see Grawl walking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I assume it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, Grawl, you come in and sit down as he's kind of setting his lightsaber on the table.
And you probably hear what I say after that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at you, Grawl. Sort of like implying, hey, are you able to modify this thing's form to not look like it's a lightsaber?
Knowledge technology.
Will it be a mechanics check? I don't know.
I mean, it's up to him. If he wants to actually... He can just look at it and not actually handle it and just make assumptions. He can handle it and actually roll a mechanics check to make a actual judgment call.
Well, I was gonna say, would like knowledge technology give me an idea of if it were possible?
Yeah, it'll give you something. I mean, you may not be necessarily like as knowledgeable about them as a Jedi would be, because of course a lightsaber is a very exotic device.
Mm-hmm.
But you at least have mechanical know-how to understand a good majority of how it works.
Okay, so that's... If we're using knowledge technology, then that is 16, be 33.
Okay.
16? Jesus, dude.
Technology.
So you pick it up, and you start flipping it around. There's a couple spots where you can clearly see where it would disassemble. For example, you can see where you can disconnect a couple of pieces and completely disconnect the emitter assembly away from it. You would not be able to change it and configure it to be something different, but you could very easily make a couple of small modifications and make it something that can be easily disassembled and reassembled and function.
I mean, we could make some minor modifications to make it to where you can quickly disassemble and reassemble it and it'll work, but I can't change it to not be a lightsaber.
Okay, I'm gonna nod along at this and then just sort of get kind of thoughtful for a moment. Because, okay, out of character. I'm wondering if it can be made into, like, a part of another weapon. So not like it is the other weapon. No. It's a non-functional part of the other weapon, just sort of like gribbling, more or less.
A weapon, probably not.
Okay.
Something a little larger than that, maybe.
Okay.
For example, you could essentially put it in as like a linkage for like a power generator or something like that, where it could be hidden in plain sight and have the different components be attached to the machine and not necessarily function as part of the machine, but be attached to the machine and allow the machine to continue functioning, but be there that he could,
grab them and reassemble it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is it possible for you to make it look like it's part of a machine here, so that we can, like maybe a power generator or something, to hide it more effectively?
Yeah, I could do that.
All right.
Could
I
we
think that is the best idea.
could we hide it in here? Someplace where very obviously the captain here can see it's still there, as this is kind of my collateral for trusting you and in turn you trusting me. But also it's in a place where I can very easily gain access to it, so if I need to... If
Lorna's going to kind of sort of look over towards the stovetop. Just sort of like, as he says this.
There is one thing that I'm not going to keep in there, however. And he'll hold out his hand to you, Grawl, so that he can take it from you. He's not going to just kind of reach and try and snatch it. He's actually essentially asking you to give it to him.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Okay.
He's going to take the card.
Yep. He opens a small, essentially hatch, and a small purple crystal falls out into his hand. And he reaches beneath his shirt and pulls out this little, essentially, locket. And he opens it and places the crystal inside and closes it and puts it back beneath his robes.
Okay. Out of character, personally, I think he needs to find a better hiding spot for it than that.
Well, for the time being, it's...
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay.
So, Captain, the next question I have is, as you say, I need to look less like a Jedi. Could you find me some clothing?
HK, could you please check and see if Fred has any clothing he can lend our friend here? I'm pretty sure he's closer in size than I would be.
Affirmative. I'll go and knock on Fred's door.
I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of bothering me ever so slightly that this model we're using for him is the same size as Crawl.
You have the same base.
Oh, that's just because I didn't...
I know. I just think it's funny.
I just grabbed it in a rush because I needed the...
Yeah.
There.
No, I understand. Yeah, that's probably
Alright. So, there's a couple minutes pause, HK, before you hear the magnetic lock deactivate, and the door opens about 2 inches. And you see Fred kind of peering through the door for a moment.
Hello, Fred. The captain would like to request some spare clothes for our guest.
Hang on a minute. And the door closes again. And after a few minutes, the door opens about halfway this time. And he holds out a bunch of clothing.
I will grab it and then head back.
As soon as he pulls his arm back in, the door shuts, and a moment later you hear the magnetic lock reactivate again.
He is really scared of this guy.
The clothes, as requested, and I'll lay them on this table.
So he picks up the clothing and he looks at it. It's very clear that his body type. So to put it into perspective,
Fred's rather beefy. This guy's rather
Fred,
thin, right?
Fred is dad bod extraordinaire. Fred's like 5'9", 5'10", and a good 260, 270-ish.
Ooh, that's really heavy. Okay.
Yeah. He's very much, he's built to be the linebacker. He's built to be the,
Yeah.
Aramis takes one of he removes everything on his upper body, kind of chucks it next to him. He takes one of the shirts and he starts to put it on, and he's like, What he ends up doing is he kind of pulls it away and folds it in, and he takes the belt and puts the belt on, so it's kind of like a half wrap shirt, half t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a temporary solution.
Yeah. He then takes the over tunic and kind of lays it over his shoulders and adjusts it in such a way. So you guys have seen the Jedi robes.
Yeah.
It's got like this over tunic piece, and then it's got this kind of waist wrap. He took the waist wrap to kind of let the shirt fold in and used that to hold the shirt tight to his body. And then he took the over tunic and kind of threw it on, kind of like a jacket sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not closely inspected, he could probably pass as just having a unique style to himself. How's this?
One second. Okay. Can I just do a flat charisma check real quick to see if I can find any ways to improve it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Of course, my terrible luck continues. So that's going to be a 11.
It's not terrible. You adjust you have him take off the over tunic for a moment, and you adjust the shirt so it doesn't look so folded.
Rigid.
So not just rigid, but so folded. So the way it was folded with the over tunic, the way it looked very similar. You kind of shift it around. You undo the waist wrap, and you pull the shirt so it's kind of taut over his chest. And instead of being folded in the front, you fold it in the back, and then use the over tunic to kind of hide the folded space, so it looks more like he's wearing not quite like a leather jacket, but like not quite a varsity jacket style, but kind of similar style to that, with like a t-shirt sort of thing under it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There, that's better. Alright. We'll have to get you some clothes in town sometime. HK, could you take its measurements? It's not like we can bring him into town.
I do not know how to do that, Captain.
I'm gonna look at you like seriously, and then I'm gonna look at Grawl. Grawl, can you take his measurements?
What?
Oh my
By
god!
my estimation, he is approximately, how tall is he? Like 1.6 meters?
About 1.75 meters. Maybe a little.
By my calculations, Captain, he is 1.75 meters tall.
By my calculations, he's taller than me.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him seriously and be like, "You guys are useless." And I guess I'm gonna.
Captain,
There should be a scanner on board, right? For me
as
to,
risky as it
actually-
might be, if we're going to get me closed, I should probably be there.
You could pull a tarp off of something and then throw it over him like a rope.
Wait, hold on. Question: have they seen Fred?
No, they only saw me and you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we could just walk in. We've only declared that there's 3 crew members, not counting HK. We never said who or
You wanna
described
get-
them. And they
if
never
you
saw
wanna get-
Fred, and Fred's gonna stay in his room the whole time. So, boom, problem solved.
You want to
Okay.
get technical like class? I counted our Jedi friend as cargo when I was telling that guy we didn't have any passengers.
I mean, that's just like an HK unit, isn't it?
What's that supposed to mean?
have you ever seen any of the clips of the HK units from either of the KOTOR games?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
If you
God,
get a
sorry,
chance
you're missing
to-
out.
If you get a chance to after stream, go to YouTube and watch some. Just search KOTOR HK47. Because I'm surprised that you've never seen any of the clips, because in terms of personality, you are almost spot on.
I know,
God
right?
damn.
You based it off of HK.
All I knew was the name.
He's very much. I think the only difference in personality between you and HK47, HK47 is a little bit more, shall we say, jaded. He whereas you are.
I mean, okay, he did kind of lead a robot uprising.
Yeah. You are not necessarily an unwilling compatriot, but you are treated as a respected compatriot by your biological owner, whereas HK47 very much looks at biologicals as walking, irritating meatbags that he only listens to because he has to because of his programming.
I see.
He doesn't do it because he wants to. He does it because his programming says that's what he has to do, but he doesn't like it.
I highly recommend watching some of these.
Yeah.
Like these are. Oh right, HK55 meets HK47.
Yep.
Forgot about that.
I believe that's in KOTOR too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good chunk of the HK series were very jaded.
No, that one's actually in SWRP.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like, again, HK, the way you've been playing an HK unit is just so spot on.
You just have good acting.
Anyways, continuing on. I mean, admittedly, you haven't been doing, the whole conclusions, query, those kinds of things at the beginning of your sentences, but I think it's fine.
So, what's wrong, Sa?
I just watched the video and God damn it.
You see what we mean?
Yes, I do.
All right, I am going to risk the mouse.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I cannot harm you. Statement. That is correct. Conclusion. And you cannot harm me. Irritated statement. That is what we said, obsolete unit. There must be a delay in your processors. Statement. Then that is all I need to know. Confused query. Where are you going? Ineffectual command. Stop. Ineffectual command. We command you to stop. Statement. But you said so yourself. You have just admitted your own weakness. Conclusion. You have just shown me your soft, meatbag-like underbellies and said, HK-47, please shoot me repeatedly there until I die. Statement. You cannot stop me. You cannot harm me. In order to do that, I would need to end my self-preservation programming. Conclusion. I would need to stop being one of you. I have concluded that this is something I'm willing to accept. Statement. You cannot change your own programming. Statement. Even if you could, there is not time. Statement. We shall see.
That is HK to a T. That is like the quintessential HK. And Sa, you are so close to it.
Nice. Glad I committed identity theft. Identity theft. One of the two.
Identity theft. Incidental identity theft. What do you mean I'm this person? It's not like I have the same genes as him, the same name as him, and act exactly like him. What?
So yeah, with that, you guys should be able to safely wander about. He doesn't look like a Jedi, so you should be safe to go.
Okay. I'm gonna mention to Grawl that he should try to see if he can make the lightsaber look like a part of the stove.
I mean, can I even? Pretty sure we said I can reach it.
No. You can't reach the top of it, but you can reach, like, the other parts. It's not like it's not on the floor. I'm pretty sure you can find a step stool around here somewhere, if you need to.
Grab a chair, drag that.
I was gonna say these chairs
I need it.
aren't locked down to anything. It's not like they're strapped to the deck. They're like, oh, that's right. There we go. Thank you, baby. But yeah,
Let's mechanics.
all right, let's mechanics.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go finish getting ready.
Okay.
'Cause
That's almost the worst I could do. Let me tell ya.
Okay, so with that roll, what did you actually get?
Right?
A 13 total.
Still a 13. You know what? Hold on. I'm taking 20 to, holster my firearm and everything else. He has plenty of time. He could probably take 20.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, are you actually gonna try and do it quickly, or are you gonna take your time and take 20 on it? And before I could do it, he started rolling.
Right?
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, you're not under any threat. You're not under any concern. You could take 20 on it.
I could still take 20 on it.
Basically, what happened is you did it in a hurry, just before shits and giggles. You probably looked at it and was like, "Nah, I can do better."
So,
Well, if I were gonna take 20 on it, that'd be a 31.
Yep.
Aha.
So, You take the side panel off the unit, and you do a little bit of looking, and you see some spots where it's very clearly just kind of like a structural support. And you find a way to attach. So you take the emitter and you attach it to the structural support in a way that it's essentially just magnetically held there. But it looks like it's just kind of like somebody took a random part and just kind of stuck it in there and put it together. So it looks like it's part of the structural support. You take... To the non-ignition side of it, you build what's essentially a quick disconnect. So with the way you've set it up, with a little bit of pressure in and a twist, it will disconnect itself automatically, rather than having to take time to actually dismantle it. It's just a very rapid disassembly. You attach the opposite of that to the hilt. From the base of the pommel, you detach the pommel and find another spot where you could do something similar, and just kind of make it look like it's just a little oddball part that doesn't really do anything. And between the two, essentially, you turn the rest of the hilt into an active power cell in it, so it runs in line in the current. Essentially, it's a repeater in the wire. You send a charge through it, it hits that and continues the charge on, but it maintains its own charge. I will come up with some sort of diagram to explain to you what you've come up with before next session.
All right.
I don't want to do it right now just because I want to be able to keep things going. But yeah, so basically you have hidden all the parts of his lightsaber in the inside of the stove unit. He also came over and helped. Because, of course, if there's anybody who's going to know the lightsaber, it's the guy who built it.
Yeah.
But with that, you guys have essentially properly hidden it in such a way that it looks like you've just made some modifications to your oven, or to your stove unit.
All right.
But it very clearly can be quickly detached. The different parts can be quickly detached and put together to be his lightsaber again.
Alright. KHK,
Yes.
look at these parts that I just put in. Tell
Yes.
Fred and tell the captain not to mess with them. I'd also like you not to mess with them, in case that wasn't clear.
Affirmative. Request noted.
Unless you like getting electrocuted.
I was gonna make a joke about being made of electricity, but anyway, I leave.
You're going to make a joke about what?
I was going to make a joke about being partially made of electricity because robots. So I'll knock on the captain's door and get information, and then go do that for Fred as well.
So when you knock on Fred's door, same thing. The door opens like 2 inches, and you just kind of see the eye peeking out of the door. What do you want, HK?
Brawl has requested that you do not touch any of the new parts that have been put into the oven. It should not interfere with your cooking.
Okay. Anything else?
Negative.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to ring the door again.
It opens up that couple inches. What?
We are going to be heading out as well to get clothes for our Jedi companion. You will be alone on this ship.
Okay. Does the captain want me to do anything? Or can I stay locked in
Sure.
here?
You should contact her about that.
If he beats me, because there's the internal comms, he can just beat me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna basically be like, yeah, no, you stay in there.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
The line disconnected.
Right.
I love being the ship's errand boy.
Documents. Previous seals. Allows it to function as a submarine. In what situation are we going to need this to function as a submarine?
Need what to
Okay,
function
well,
as a submarine?
I can think of some situations where that would be useful.
Crash landing.
Where you
Mon
let your
Cala,
ship...
half of Camino.
Huh?
Only half?
It allows your
All of
ship to
Camino.
function as a submarine?
Yes.
There's quite a few places that...
Yeah, like if we go to Mon Calamari.
Mon Calamari, Camino...
If we want to hide our ship underwater.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a rebreather.
I don't need oxygen to breathe. However, I don't know if I can swim.
Just put some of that
Physics.
gunking slime on you.
That's not how swimming works. I am heavy.
It saved Padme that one time.
I am not Padme. I am a robot.
Yeah, but you don't want water getting into your circuits, do you?
I think I'm weatherproofed. What I'm more concerned about is sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
I'll put a couple floaties on you.
HK with the orange pool wings. Of course, the ones he would need are going to be like, they go around his arms, but then the rest of them are like the size of truck tires, because you're talking, he's like a 400 kilogram unit.
Oof, that's expensive. Ooh. Oh, I forgot how expensive that was. Sorry. Ouch. Oh. Sorry, I just looked at how expensive a HoloNet transceiver is, and I just forgotten. Ouch. Oh. It's 50,000 base.
Yep.
This is a colossal ship. That's times 5.
Yep.
Ouch.
So, Zorna, you finish getting ready. HK, you tell all the people not to fuck with the oven, the stove. Grawl, you and Amaris put the stove back together.
What is the ship's intelligence score used for again? Oh, isn't it hacking and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that could knock it up to 20. Pretty good.
Let's see, what do I have in terms of money? Not a great amount. Great.
Holy shit, that's how expensive that
Well-
is? My god, how did she afford that?
Who afford what?
What's her face? The pilot of the Ghost?
Hera?
Yeah. She has a baffled drive on that. Baffled drive is 100,000 base. For a colossal ship like this, that's 500,000
Mm-hmm.
for the baffled drive. Oh shit.
You have to remember that she bounced between doing semi-legitimate cargo missions, rebel missions where she was ganking Imperial equipment. I mean, she could have gotten what she needed to make that modification illegitimately.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of possibilities.
Mhm.
So, what are you doing next?
Okay, so I'm dressed, right?
Yep, you're all prepped, ready to go. You're prim proper and looking like the hoity-toity businesswoman that you are.
Okay. In that case, I guess I have to contact a FOD.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and message him.
Okay. So you send out the signal, and after a few minutes, on your screen, there is a very... What's the nicest way to put this? There is a very hideous-looking human.
Nice, huh?
Oh, fun.
Very, very well-receded hairline. Face covered in scars, and you're fairly certain... So his nose looks kind of like flat, but you're fairly certain he wasn't born with a flat nose. He's just been punched in the face so many times that his nose just is flat now.
Mm-hmm.
He's missing several teeth, and you're fairly certain he's not missing them through any willingness of his own.
Mm-hmm.
One of his eyes is just... You can see he's been in so many fights. One of his eyes is just perpetually swollen. Not quite shut, but swollen so much that it's just kind of like a slit.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to make a check to hide my slight disgust at being presented with his visage?
I will leave that as your choice.
Okay, I'm gonna make a deception check for that. What was that? 14 on dice? Okay.
Mhm.
So that's a 25 to hide my disgust with this fellow.
Who are you?
I'm Zorna Zafad. I was trying to reach a FOD.
Aphod, not a thod. My name is Aphod.
A FOD, I see.
What do you want?
Well, I was told to contact you.
Yeah? There's a lot of
Out of
people who
here.
are told to contact me.
Out of character. Why was I told to contact him again?
HK?
What happened? I'm sorry.
Zorda is wondering why she needs to contact Aphod.
Oh, unsure. One of the maintenance crews asked me to asked me to tell you. At least I think it was that. Could have also been just about getting work. Is that right? Is that right, Oddy?
They didn't say why.
They didn't say what. Okay, yes. One of the maintenance crews told me to tell you to contact him. They did not give any more details.
Okay. So, I'm gonna just sort of look at him and be like, what is this all about?
Did you say maintenance crew? I don't hire a maintenance crew. The boys look for ship... Oh, you're those ones that came in last night in that 2400, ain't you?
What is this about? I'm keeping a business smile, but my voice has gotten probably a little perceptibly colder.
Let's just say a little loth cat brought me some information that, you might work for somebody who we... Let's just say we have a mutual benefit.
Okay, I'm taking this conversation into the cockpit. And and who do you believe that I work for?
Gardula the Hutt.
I see. And what is it that you think I do for Gardula the Hutt?
Well, my boss had somebody from Gardula's shop reach out and say that there was a 2400 that was coming due with some intelligence for her, and that if we could come across it, our boss, well, might be willing to pay handsomely for the intelligence.
I see. I'm gonna drop a character here. We have like 3 minutes left on the clock right now, until the break. Do you guys want to just take the break now?
Yeah, let's take the break now.
Okay.
We'll let that be a nice, wonderful little cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gents, give us a few minutes. Bathroom, food, drinks, anything we might need, and we will come back and pick up where we left off. Sound good to you, gents?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. So we will be right back, folks. Give us just a couple of minutes. All right. I think. Okay, so before Cloak, I don't know if you are still here. The bottle of water has been gotten. Hydrated. So, that's been taken care of. Alright, gents, I'm back.
Stretch.
What?
Mira. Stretch.
I didn't get any stretches. I only got a hydrate. I never got a stretch from anybody. Alright, I get it. Jesus. Oh, for fuck's sake! There, you happy?
Look at that 6 and
And now all you guys are like, I really didn't want to know that about Alice right now. So who's still AFK?
I am currently here.
Alright, Lantas, are you here? Okay. Sa, are you here? Okay.
This is wonderful information.
Useful to have.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back, Lantas.
Yep. More back. One to go.
Lantas, I am mad at you.
What? Why? Huh?
You have been in my house twice and you haven't stopped to say hi.
What?
Packages.
Oh.
See?
Gosh damn it. Okay.
Twice.
That wasn't supposed to go out on stream, but
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're talking about.
yes, they do. Because I talked about it at the beginning of the stream.
Oh, then that's up to you. It wasn't
Yeah.
here at the beginning. Alright, peace out.
Okay. That's fine.
All right.
Anyways, yeah. I'll be honest. Right now I'm trying to figure out what the plan should be. I honestly don't think we should hand it over.
No, we shouldn't.
Because one, that'd piss off Gardula.
That it would.
And I don't know about you, but personally, I don't want a fucking angry hut after me.
You know, I can't say I do. Oh no.
Sock crashed.
Yeah. When I saw his ping get to 600, I was like, he's probably dead.
I saw his ping get to 999, and I was like, oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know about you, Rook, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to piss off Gardula.
Well, I know about me, and I say it's a bad idea to piss off Gardula.
As a side note, for anybody who's watching the stream, I apologize if it feels like I've been ignoring chat. As part of rearranging things, my webcam shifted from one side to the other because there are certain things that Twitch gets really, really pissy about. And coming from the angle on this side, I risked showing things that Twitch would get pissy about versus moving it here, it would be less of a problem.
In other words, you risk showing something that was against TOS, right?
I don't know if it's technically against TOS, but I've had a couple of people.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people say, if it gets seen on stream, you could get in trouble for it. I will post a video on my YouTube showing everybody what it is that is potentially TOS unfriendly. It is not going to get posted on Twitch in any way, shape, or form. So if you want to see what it is, look me up on YouTube, where on Friday the VOD of this session will be uploaded. But yes, so I'm still getting used to the shift in setup. So the reason I keep looking over here instead of looking here is because I'm still getting used to the change in setup. So I'm not ignoring you, chat. It's just I'm not quite used to having shifted my setup around yet. So, in other news, I have fruit snacks. I am a man-child. No, we have, like, we went to Costco, and Costco, very rarely does Costco do any sort of sales or deals or stuff like that. But they had 3 boxes of fruit snacks. And not just like the little, no. 10, 15 pack box that you get at Walmart.
Like 40.
Talking about a 40 count box, 3 of them. And for the 3 40 count boxes, it was like $20. And
I wonder if they were discontinuing it.
I don't know. But I have an 11-year-old, and I'm a man-child. I love fruit snacks. So, 120 packets of fruit snacks, why would we say no?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, we all know if you had to choose between fruit snacks or whatever you consider to be an adult snack, we all are going to take fruit snacks.
I mean, the closest, middle ground, in my opinion, is probably fruit leather.
Yeah. Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But all the places I've seen doing fruit leather, it's so fucking expensive.
I know here at Sam's, there's some decent pricing sometimes.
I tell you what, though. Any of you guys like beef jerky? Is it just me, or have the prices of non-beef jerky gotten astronomically rude?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I can't get, just a regular bag of Jack Links is like $9 for just a small bag. And the 1 pound bags are like $16, $17. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was going to say, the bags I've seen around here are all like $16 to $18. Like, it's ridiculous.
And that's for cheap,
bags.
Shitty beef jerky. If you want to get proper, good, well-made beef jerky, good luck for finding it under $20 a pound.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad, because I really fucking like beef jerky.
Yeah.
Alright. You back, Sa?
I've been back.
Okay, because you're not in your color yet, so I wasn't sure if you were like... There we go. It was like, is he back? Is he frozen? Is he...
So, before we start up again, I want to ask a couple questions out of character.
Okay.
For everyone. Saw, do you think we should take the steal, or do you think we should not try to piss off Gardula?
I don't think we're in a position right now to have a hut after us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to make a counterpoint, and I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I'm going to point out a possibility. So your concern is if you sell the information to somebody else, Gardula's going to come after you. But depending on how you say no, isn't there just as much of a chance of another hut coming after you?
Oh, yeah.
That is true. Maybe, actually, wait, you said another hut. Are we selling this to Joe? I guess we would. What?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess theoretically, we'd be under their we could get under their protection.
But they wouldn't be offering us the same deal. Remember, Gardula's offering us a deal for, access to a space station to operate on. I'm thinking maybe we.
I don't remember that. As much as I remember, this was just a way to get our foot in the door. But if we can do it here, that's not a bad. Yes.
I think the plan was that she might get us access to a portion of a station.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think selling the information to what is probably Java. We don't know that we'll get Java's protection. That's not currently on the table.
No.
And
also,
let's play devil's advocate. If you sell Java the information and he knows you sold information you had made a deal to give to Gardula, he knows you're willing to. If he thinks you're willing to backstab him, is he really liable to protect you?
No. Also, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Oddy, isn't Gardula at this point currently a lot stronger of a syndicate than Java?
So there are 3 huts that operate out of Nar Shaddaa. They are considered the 3 strongest huts regardless. Gardula is, of the 3, is the weakest, but the 3 huts on Nar Shaddaa are still considered stronger huts than, say, Java or... Now, once you get much further into the Imperial era, the power of the huts on Nar Shaddaa weakens, and Java actually becomes a fairly powerful hut, a very powerful lord on his own. And he does have holdings that span between Tatooine, Nar Shaddaa, and several other planets. In Legends, which planet was it? I think it was Ryloth that Java held some holdings on as well in Legends. But don't quote me on it, I don't remember off the top of my head. But at this point, Java is still... So in Phantom Menace, Java was a fairly new hut lord on Tatooine. At this point, he is established.
Well, yeah, he's had 10 years.
Yeah. He's not... If you had to make the decision between going between somebody who is an up-and-comer but not, very well power, versus somebody who is considered one of the power players.
Yeah.
Okay. So, probably better if we do Gardula, at least for now. At least then we'll start gaining a bit of trust with her organization. Maybe we could utilize some of her assets. But yeah, like what I think Garrett said now. Like what someone said, if we go for the quick and easy money now, we'd just be showing everyone that we're willing to that we're willing to stab them in the back for money, and then that's not good business.
No. Not when reputation's everything.
You're gonna have to carry negotiations to say no, because if we say no wrong, like Oddy said, we'll have the hut will be after us anyway.
I mean, that comes with the territory of working for crime syndicates.
Yeah.
Right. Oh boy, I have no idea how I'm gonna run them down properly. Probably I'm gonna try to lean into the whole, I have a contract, I can't go back on the contract type thing. I think that's probably my best bet, because at least that way they can, respect that I'm honoring the deal that I made.
Yeah.
Potentially.
fuck, if our ship wasn't damaged, I'd say we should. I would say we should get ready to bugger out.
Yeah, refuel and bugger out. But we need repairs desperately, and that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
And let's see. I don't know. Assuming we refuel Oddy,
Mm-hmm.
is it possible for us to get to Genosis?
From here?
Geonosis like not doing so hot right now on board.
Yeah, Geonosis has gone through 2 major battles at this point.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, this is probably our best bet, honestly.
Also, I don't think Geonosis has been the most hospitable place for non-Geonosians.
Yeah.
Just point that one out there.
I mean, up until recently, it was, you know, a hot spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Lantas, let him down slowly and don't get us shot at, and I will be ready to shoot back if we do get shot at.
Please don't let us die, but we'll go down fighting if we do.
I'll go down
Alright.
fighting. I'm willing to sacrifice a character.
I will be hiding and ready to throw some caltrops.
Don't worry.
I-
If it becomes a shootout, I will go down fighting. I will I will make time for you guys to escape.
Yeah. I mean,
If-
that's
if we can't just
absolute worst
outright
case. That's worst case scenario, though.
Yeah.
Do I have metals? Okay.
So,
Okay.
so is it true you work for Gardula?
Think that's what I think we should do.
Oh no. He's I'm still out of character.
Okay.
Oddy's in character. He's asking me.
Oh,
We could work
my bad.
for Gardula.
ignore that. My bad.
Okay, out of character. Is it possible for me to sort of dodge the question?
How do you dodge it?
How would you dodge it?
Okay, that's a good point. See, this is a problem. I'm not actually good at talking to people like this shit. So,
And that's part of what role-playing is about, is playing a character that is not necessarily somebody that you are.
no, this is very different from who I am. So this is why it's so challenging. Okay. So let me think. How best do this? And I'll let you know before I go back into character.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see. If I say, hey, if I say that. This is when, like, being able to do Jedi mind tricks would be super fun and useful, because you just be like, this is not the ship you're looking for.
You should say something like, at this moment, we're locked at contract with Gardula, and it's bad business to break contracts.
Yeah. That's true, and my character does consider this to be a contract, so it's not even like I'm trying to lie or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna go back into character.
Okay.
I do have a contract with Gardula for some very specific work. However, this contract does not allow me to share this work with others. I hope you can understand and respect this.
I can respect that, but you know, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't, you know, say
Make an
that
inquiry.
my boss would like to would like me to meet with you and see if we can plan out a counter offer. Nothing in stone, no rules, no requirements, no, just wanting a chance to,
Okay, out of character, I'm going to be honest. It's times like this where I really wish there was a sense motive check. Like Pathfinder.
It's part of perception.
It is part of perception?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll for perception. Hold on. Ooh, nice. 19 on dice. So
Nice.
that is going to be a 25.
Okay. You can tell he's essentially hinting at he knows you have a contract. He thinks he knows what you've been offered. He's being genuine. He's not saying. He's not
Okay.
telling you outright that he wants you to betray Gardula. He just wants a chance to try and negotiate a counteroffer.
Okay. In character, alright, I understand. I can at least hear out your offer and meet with you. However, I cannot make any promises.
Who can make promises in this world? There's far too many people who think a promise means that, it's guaranteed, and, well, you never know what'll come.
Of course.
I'll send a couple of my guys to the spaceport to pick you up. If there's anything you need to do, tell them, and they will take you along the way while they bring you here.
I understand. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the call? Transmission?
Yeah.
Transmission. And I'm back over here. Alright, HK, we are going to be having some company soon. They will be a couple of gentlemen to escort us to meet this AFOD gentleman.
Affirmative. Are there any security measures you would like me to take?
Stay ready. I do not believe that we can entirely trust them. However, so far he has seemed honest. Grawl, what are your plans?
Well, currently I was going to see if we can get Conlink linked up, because I've kind of just been using the internal ship comms, and otherwise I've been relying on you guys to communicate between each other. I do have a short-range comm.
Oh, I see. And do you, Aramas, have a short-range comm as well?
He opens up one of the pouches. He has put his Jedi belt over the waist wrap. He's kind of adjusted it. It doesn't look Jedi-ish, so you guys should be okay.
More like a regular utility belt, more or less?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he pulls out what is very clearly... do you guys remember the communicator that Qui-Gon Jinn had from Episode 1?
Wasn't it that little dinky microphone thingy?
Yeah, looked like it was one of the old Gillette shaver looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of those. I've got this, how's that?
That will do. And I'm gonna go ahead and link up their comms.
Okay. A few minutes later, you guys can hear in the distance the entryway of the hangar opening.
In case you guys don't know what we're talking about, here I found an image of this communicator for you guys.
Yeah.
It really does just look like one of those.
Pretty sure it is that.
Yeah, and that's
Probably.
so. What they did in designing it, they took the razor head off of it and just put some greebling on the back of it. Put some greebling on the top of it, and that was
basically it. Looks like they also removed the little texturing piece.
no. The texturing's on the other side.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's so in the picture where Qui-Gon's holding it, where his thumb is, that's where that texturing is.
Yeah, it literally is just one of those razors. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like if you go through the history of Star Wars between the ships and some of the different like lightsabers. Have you seen how they put together Obi-Wan and Darth Vader's original lightsabers?
Oh, no, I haven't actually seen that. I recently saw a thing where Mark Hamill was shown the original lightsaber again.
Okay, so you know what Darth Vader's lightsaber is called, right? The Graflex?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because about 40% of what made up his lightsaber was from a Graflex branded flash unit for a camera.
I love it. Okay. That's just hilarious.
Like the original New Hope lightsabers, if you took some time to do the research, Darth Vader's original lightsaber was made up of like a camera, a couple of parts from a car door, and just some random pieces that were just essentially riveted on just to make it look like the actor who played the actual physical body of Darth Vader. He flat out said handling the original lightsaber was absolutely atrocious. Mm-hmm. It was uncomfortable. It was completely unwieldy. That's why the first lightsaber fight you see between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader looks so disjointed and slow. Because for both of them, the equipment they were holding to make it happen was so uncomfortable to handle. Alec Guinness was quoted as saying, "If I ever had to do this again, I would quit."
Mm-hmm. Good thing he never had to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that's the communicator he has. You guys get all of your guys' communicators patched together so that way you can communicate with each other.
Okay, I'll go ahead and test them as well. Just test the connection real quick.
Okay, you're close enough. You flip your communicator on, and somebody else flips their communicator on, and you hear a loud squeal of feedback because of how close you guys are.
Yeah. Okay, I meant more like yeah. But yeah.
I know, I'm goofing.
I know.
So.
Okay, let's see. Wait, isn't my communicator kind of funky? If I remember right. Yeah, it is. I'm not using a regular ass communicator. But that's fine. It's whatever. Probably have one of my spare communicators like in a pouch or my boot.
I have an internal comm link.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're about the only one who's fortunate when it comes to communicators.
I mean, okay, mine's generally, pretty nice because it's hands-free.
Yeah.
By the way, can we just like roleplay it such that I've managed to do it up so that the sound absorbing pads and everything else for my hands-free one just sort of look like a part of my makeup?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because yeah, I do care about fashion. Or I should correct. My character cares about how she looks in fashion.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I don't really care that much. But yeah. Okay. So yeah. I guess we're gonna go out to just outside of the ship.
Okay. Where is my...
Is HK gonna come with?
Yes.
Oh man, so I really hope you watch more of HK47. The way he interacts with the person he's following is just so funny. And I'm guessing Aramas is also coming.
This fucking guy.
What?
This fucking guy. I love him.
The Rhodian?
Yeah. Look at his pose. Also, whoever painted him didn't do that bad a job.
No.
This guy's having a bad day though. And this guy.
Making fun of how they
How
look.
he looks.
This guy looks like his face melted off. He looks
To be-
like a ghoul from Fallout.
To be fair, have you ever seen what a Clatunian looks like?
No, I haven't.
I was gonna say.
Go get him a picture, somebody.
Working on it.
I love that picture of the guy.
That's just how they look, man.
Yeah, that looks fine. This guy, though, looks like he just had a bad date with a nuclear reactor.
Go into the Wikipedia article and look at the Clatunian drinking spotchka photo.
Fuck is Spotchka? The picture of the guy holding out the cup?
Yes.
Oh.
Literally says it right beneath it. Spotchka was a beverage that could be created from creatures known as krill. It could be found on Sorgan, brewed by resident... Yeah, no worries.
They look like dog people.
Yeah, essentially.
But still, this guy, his face, his head, it's so weird. It doesn't look like that.
It kind of reminds me of shit. What was it? The enemy from Resident Evil 3. The mouth part reminds me of it.
And to answer your question, spotchka is essentially an alcoholic beverage brewed from... What is essentially... Essentially, imagine shrimp.
Shrimp juice.
Essentially. Fermented shrimp juice. That's the simplest answer I can give you.
I think we're getting off track.
You know, all I'm going to say before we get back on track is it sounds an awful lot like, Klingon blood wine. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It does not sound that freaking different from Klingon blood wine.
Yeah. Compared to some things that it could be worse.
Yeah.
Anyways, back on track.
So,
So,
you come down the ramp to this little squad of and this one looks at you all. Is this everybody?
affirmative.
Excuse me, I need to be out of character for a bit. I just need to start eating. Give me a
Yeah,
moment.
no worries.
Someone's got a granola bar.
So, yeah, so the Clatunian looks to the others and looks back at you guys. Are you ready? By the way, HK, none of these guys are the ones who came the previous evening.
Okay. Lantas. Lantas says yes.
I mean, Zini, what do you want from them?
All right, let's get going. And they kind of position themselves. They're not so much like surrounding you, so much as kind of like.
So I just tackled one of them. Hey.
I got one. Mercenary bowling.
Yeah, they're not quite like surrounding you, but they're, you know, it's very clear they're both
Funneling us.
they're funneling around you. Doesn't quite feel like it's for bad reasons, but it definitely gives you just that uneasy feeling for a moment. So, with that, is there anything that you guys want to do before you go and talk with?
Nothing I want to do. We don't have any money to buy anything. We mostly don't have any money to buy anything. I still have $360.
I have 302. Oops.
That is true. You do need to. You guys did talk about going to get him clothing.
I also would like something, but I don't think it's gonna be great to get it at Tatooine. So
What are you looking for?
that's.
Oh, is it
actually,
parts for your thing?
That's one of the things I would look for,
Okay.
but we don't have a good way to haul it around, so probably not that. I probably would look for a fire extinguisher since I don't have one. I don't know if these guys have one, and that would be useful to have on a ship.
This is true.
Ship should have.
Yeah, that would be considered part of your. I mean, if you want one, it doesn't hurt for you to have one that you can carry yourself. But yeah, he's not wrong. There should be one as part of the standard consumables of a ship.
Yeah, I'd probably have a backup. 2 is better than 1.
I can donate some donate some credits too.
Really? They don't have... I guess that's going to be the closest I... Really? I literally... That's the closest thing I have to a bazaar.
Man, that's pretty bizarre.
Bum. So we'll just do Theater of the Mind for the Bazaar transaction, because this is actually the one I need for something else.
Okay.
So, you get to the Bazaar. What are you guys going to look for first? Fire extinguisher, clothes for Aramis.
Fuck, I thought you called him Erebus for a second. That's a name that I don't like to hear.
Why?
Warhammer. He's like half the cause of all the major problems in the galaxy. But anyway, just to be clear, the name I'm talking about is Erebus. Spelled like that.
So name something Erebus to piss you off. Got it.
Sure.
Let's see here. And
Okay,
then
I'm back.
chemical cartridges.
Name like an Inquisitor or something that is going to end up after us or some shit like that. Oh no, Special Agent.
ISB.
Agent Erebus.
So, chemical cartridges for the fire extinguisher cost 25 credits each. So, one fire extinguisher plus, let's say, 2 replacement cartridges would be 100 credits.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay. And then clothes will probably cost another 50, right?
50 to
Oh,
100.
no, there's an actual chart for clothing. It's homebrew.
Of course there is.
It's homebrew, so I don't know if you guys want to use it. Because
Audie
it
just
is...
said 50 to 100.
Okay, 50 to 100. Okay, so yeah, let's just get him some cheap-ass clothes.
Yeah, he's not going to get...
Sort of.
He does have a few... He does have some money on him, but you're talking... He has maybe a total of 200 credits.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, ain't much.
No, that's not even, like, the cheapest gun.
We have like maybe 400 or 500 between the 4 of us, so...
No, I'd say we have about 600 between the 4 of us, but still.
Still, we don't have that much money.
I would rather him spend his own money on clothing. So, you know, maybe he gets like 50 credits worth of some clothing.
So all
Probably
told, he spends about 175 credits. So not only does he get the clothing, but he also gets what's essentially a backpack that he can pack it all into. So that way, you know, once everything is said and done, he can move on, make his way, and
Yeah. Okay. And, yeah, other than that, I'm assuming he looks a little bit more like Han at this point, because he... Or maybe like Luke in the first film.
ish. Did you ever watch Rebels?
Yeah. Some of it.
Imagine
The early
Kanan.
Rebels.
Imagine Kanan, but not quite so grizzled.
We're talking early, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
like first half of season 1, but like even before that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got an idea.
Okay. 100 credits marked down. Those are in my inventory.
Oh, that felt real good. I was stretching and I tilted my head to stretch my neck and it went pop, 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 pop. And it's just like, you ever get one of those pops where you get just that little head rush as something loosens that was super tight? Oh,
Yeah,
that felt good.
When a nerve stops getting basically pinched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys finish up what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got clothing at this point. The only thing he doesn't have is a weapon.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you guys continue on after your bizarre trip. Once you guys are done with that, they take you on to this little compound. It's very clearly intended as a home away from home of sorts. It's not quite as, shall we say, eloquent as like a Hutt's palace, but it's definitely somebody who is like one of his chosen men.
Yeah. Okay.
So give me just a moment.
Nope, you got time.
Let's see.
That's a tweet.
So as you guys are being led in, they get you guys to about here, and you are essentially motioned to stop. And this guy, let the boss finish his business, and then he will see you.
Yo,
All right.
So this Mon call.
I'm guessing the boss is the freaking nameless one.
Yes. That.
Oh shit. It's Karth. Karthonassi.
What?
Again, if you're familiar with KOTOR, Karthonassi. There's, if you're familiar with KOTOR 2, you'll see.
Didn't KOTOR take place like 200 years before this?
Yes, I'm just reusing random minis. They just happen to be KOTOR minis.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
So you are not 100% certain what is going on because you came in mid-situation. However, with a fair amount of certainty, you can tell that the Moncal standing in front of you is essentially begging for his life. And as you guys kind of come into range to hear him speaking, you hear him say, Mr. Ball, please, you told me that Jabba's men would protect us, but they came in and they refused to pay. What am I supposed to do? They almost wiped me out. And Aphod stares down at him and says, you know, Jabba agreed to give you his protection in return for you treating his men properly. If you can't treat his men properly, then you deserve no protection. And the Moncall, as he's starting to say something else, the Moncall yells and interrupts him. But this isn't protection! You're stealing from us! And the guy up on the thing slams his hand down. Silence! If you can't show us respect, then maybe our business here is done. The Moncall chitters for a moment and then says, if you won't tell his men to stop, then I will have no choice but to refuse them entry. And Aphod sits back in the chair and says, well, in that case, we have no use for you. And he snaps his fingers.
Yep.
And the two battle droids, which at first appeared to just be essentially powerless statues, just immediately arms come up, aim, and just ventilate the guy. And after a moment, the dust settles, the smoke clears, the Wookiee comes up and drags the body away. The Klatooinian, all right, now. He motions you all forward. They kind of separate out and send you. I will let you guys arrange how you want to.
Give you the stage.
And once you are kind of front and center, they kind of, split off and essentially take up positions. Zorna, you recognize this as Aphod, the guy you spoke to. And as disquieting and disgusting as he looked on a screen, in person, it's even worse. You can see, so from what you couldn't tell on the screen, imagine every greasy enforcer that you've seen in like the Guido enforcers in gangster movies, and ramp that up to 11.
Damn.
You know, what hair that he does have. And now you can see, so when you saw him on the screen, it looked like he was completely bald. Now you can see he's got the, like the Picard crown where it's like the sides and around the back. Imagine that, except for it's a bit longer and it's combed in such a way it looks like he just takes gobs of hair grease and just even from where you are standing, whatever cologne or perfume he is using, the only person who can... The only person...
Where I'm standing? Hold up. From where I'm standing, I can smell it.
Yes.
Seriously, that's like 15 feet.
Uh-huh.
Holy fuck, what the hell?
The only person who can comfortably be happy that they don't smell it is HK, because he doesn't have a nose. And, like, you can hear Aramis fighting the urge to cough.
I'm gonna give him a dirty look behind me. To basically be like, you better keep yourself in line, boy. You know?
He nods, understanding the gravity of the situation, and you could tell he's very much trying not to cough. It's just that strong. Yes, dear.
Sits and not plug your nose.
Okay, I will find her before I come up.
I was gonna say throw
Well.
up, but then
Well, that would be absolutely awful for me, let me tell you. Cool.
It's not like I have a very good con save either.
Rolling a con save? I'm not built for combat. You are.
And when he smiles, the just between the teeth that you can now clearly tell have been knocked out of his head, and while you couldn't quite tell it from the screen, in person, even at this distance, you could tell there's a few spots where teeth were just busted, and he just left the busted remnants there. You know, however disgusting you thought he was through the screen, it's 1,000 times worse in person.
In other words, this guy needs like several 100 million credits of plastic surgery to look better.
And that might take him from a 3 to a 5.
Exactly.
But
that's
you
pushing
can
it, don't you think?
You can also tell by how he's sitting and how he's acting. He thinks he is the most fantastic looking man in the room.
Oh.
I mean, who's gonna say no to him? If they do, they're gonna get shot.
Right. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay.
So, he tries to act like he's not paying attention that you are there. You know, he reaches down, picks up a drink, takes a big slug off the drink, kind of tilts his head side to side, reaches up, rubs the side and back of his neck, just, you know, oh, and he brings his head back down and looks at you. Captain, you know, I knew you were going to be beautiful, but the image I saw when I spoke to you did not do it justice.
Oh shit, why? Why do I have to listen to this? Okay, this is all out of character. I'm not saying this in person.
Oh, I know.
But, like,
Imagine you said that in person. Oh.
I know, right? Oh, why?
Oh no, I can already imagine Zorda's brain just, oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, I mean, okay, think about it. You have a 3 hitting on a 10.
A 3 with the confidence of a 10.
Hitting on a 10, who actually is a 10. I mean, 20 charisma. I don't know about you. I'd consider 20 charisma to be a fucking 10, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry. Trav just said it might technically be an 11.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be wrong.
Probably not wrong. But the skill only goes 10. Yeah, that's how hot they are. It's well beyond what's normally considered very hot.
A human 10 is a 6 for them.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? Where was I? I was putting a note in. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, needed to update my note on him. Just slightly, you know. in case you wanted to see what I said, Audie.
I love it.
Oh, the things we can't see.
Can I say it out loud for them?
Sure.
He has put Aphod, Jabba's trusted man, Slimeball, maybe assassinate.
Start planning,
I'm sorry.
Lantas. Just
I'm
for
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. This guy is too much of a slime ball.
Hey,
We would probably be doing this
do you think we could just flick a match on him and all that hair grease will burn his head off?
You flick the match and the air around him will incinerate from his perfume.
Well, Lantas, I'll start planning an assassination just for you.
I mean, you're an HK unit. You should constantly be planning how to assassinate anyone we come across.
Oh, you think I haven't been thinking a way to fight out of this?
Right?
It's a good thing that all these guys back here are within rapid fire distance.
So,
Anyway,
Anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, he's... Oh, man, he's so fucking disgusting. Like, I'm sorry. He's too cocky, too slimeball-y. Yeah, I think we would be doing the entire planet a service by eliminating this guy.
mm-hmm. But he's also one of the... So you know how they talk about the right-hand men? He's one of the fingers. He's not quite the right hand, but he's on the hand.
I mean, he might be the pinky finger. I mean, you can live without a pinky finger pretty easily, actually.
But more to the point, like, I mean, if we're gonna assassinate him, it's gonna have to be pitch black op, which is damn near impossible.
HK,
Yeah.
roll me a perception check, please.
All right.
Oh no, only
I was
HK
about-
rolls this.
I was about to ask what for, but then that's why I'm rolling, isn't it? 11 plus 11 is 22.
Nice.
Zorna and Grawl, what are your passive perception? So that is 10 plus your...
Okay, passive perception, 16.
17.
Okay. And what did you get, HK?
22 in total.
Okay.
I rolled 11.
HK, I'm giving you the active ability to see this, whereas Zorna and Grawl are a little more distracted by Slimeball Extraordinaire.
Okay.
As you're kind of surveying the room, you notice Aramis is shifting his hand beneath the jacket, and you can see the handle of a blaster. And as you're looking around, you realize that one of the guards that was bringing you in had his sidearm slipped from his holster.
Can I tell which guard that was? It would have been one of the ones that came in. That guy? Okay. So we can safely ignore him. Good to know.
Fun. Okay, and do Grawl and I see this?
Nope.
Okay. Just checking.
It was a DC 20 to see it. So...
Nice.
Can I, give Aramis a side-eye, sidelong nod or something, just to let him know I see his gun?
He's paying attention to Zorna and Aphod. He's not paying attention to you.
Fair enough. I'm used to being ignored.
I mean, hey, you're an HK unit. That's kind of your natural state of being ignored. Except by people who probably recognize you for what you are.
Actually, can I also roll a perception on both the battle droids to see, if they have any noticeable wear on them? Like, if they're all beat up or if they're all shiny and new?
Yeah, go for it.
That's probably something I would look out for too.
Okay, roll perception.
I like droids.
30. I rolled a 30.
Nice.
All
Will
right.
it be helpful? I don't know.
That would be 24.
Okay. As you're looking at them, you can see that. So, at initial glance, they look like they're shiny and brand new. However, as you kind of give them the eye, you can tell that the armor plating has been taken off and essentially pounded back to like new condition. You both also realize that the droids appear to be standing droids, but you can very clearly tell that they're not actually. There's a certain level of attenuation and motion that comes with the droid. You know, as they kind of as you would scan the room, there'd be a certain level of shifting. Not quite human, but you've seen how the droids are in the movies.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of shift and wobble to them. These droids, as they move, are almost solid. Like they kind of go on maybe like a 10 to 15 degree rotation very slowly back and forth, like they're scanning around the room, but they're on a set point. They don't, it's not like they shift and turn and change.
Interesting.
You know what that sounds like to me? Out of character entirely.
What?
No, it sounds like they've had some of their joints welded.
Probably got blasted off.
Probably.
Wouldn't be surprised, but we can. That's something we can probably outrun their swivel.
Anyways.
Anyway, I digress. Get back to your negotiation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just sort of stand there and patiently wait for him to, be the first to address me or acknowledge me.
So, Captain, we both know. Well, I shouldn't say we both know. I have a hunch I am spot on with my knowledge. And let's be honest. We both want to make money. We both want to earn our place. What if I could get you a place in my organization? And in turn, in Jabba's organization.
Give me one moment. Sorry, I'm just trying to check. I'm just trying to check what was said in session 1 with Gardula. So, because I did not take good enough notes on that for god awful reasons. Okay, here we go. What was the deal exactly with Gardula? It was we steal this for her, and then
it shows that we're reliable, and she can give us better paying jobs, and eventually we can work towards getting our space station.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how to best use this. I don't know of a good way to let him down without him, getting angry and trying to come after us.
I honestly think we should keep bringing up a deal with our intent to follow through.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad business to break deals with anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, and while that... Okay, I'm gonna go into character. Yes, and while that may be so, it is bad business to go back on a deal that you've already made.
Bad business with Gardula. I'm not saying you have to break your deal with Gardula. Just make a copy of it, pass it my way.
Okay, out of character. Guys, if we make a copy of it, do you think Gardula's gonna come after us?
I feel like she'll find out.
She will probably find out.
Because,
I'd be willing to bet at least one of these guys is
Probably working for Gardula. Yeah.
No different than the fact of, somebody in Gardula's palace was working for Jabba.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's honestly something that the Hutts expect, is that someone in their organization is working for one of the other Hutts.
Mm-hmm.
They probably even know.
Yeah.
Know who, I mean.
Usually they don't know exactly who, but if somebody turns up to be doing it, they are dealt with quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also out of character. Grawl, how easy do you think it would be to doctor the file so that we only give them part of it?
Well, it's a lot of files. It's an entire ship. It is an entire dockyard's loop. Like the entire file base, basically.
True.
It'd take a while to even look through it, let alone.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would be possible. Maybe if we have enough time to look through it and find the file we're looking for, and remove that from it without it looking like we've removed it, and then give them everything else.
Well, there could still be a bunch of other classified documents in there too.
Yeah, but we only promised her that one project.
That's true.
We would technically not be going back on our word to her. We would just be screwing these guys.
That's
and
true.
I don't necessarily have to say that I'm giving them specifically what she was looking for. Just
That's
most of what we got.
Can I make a side note for you?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what she's looking for exactly.
Yeah, so if we give them a data dump, and we just conveniently exclude exactly what she's looking for, how would they know?
we haven't looked through the information. So
Well, yeah, but okay.
we would need to find which file. We need to look through each file to find out which one it is that she is looking for so that we can remove it. But that still involves us taking a lot of our time to look through
Well,
it.
we still have to do that anyways.
Also, they probably won't let us leave this building right now until we transfer over the data. Or if they do, to let us say, go grab the data pad, they're going to have guards come with us to make sure that we hand it over. Or copy it over.
Yeah, but we could make the excuse that, hey, it's encrypted, we need to decrypt it for you first.
Maybe.
I could make another point if you would like.
Sure.
So as I said, they don't know exactly what Gardula sent. They know Gardula sent you for some data. They don't know what data. You have lots and lots of data. You could pull one random piece of shit, low-level thing that won't mean much to Gardula.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That's true, yeah.
Maybe like trade routes, like ship trade routes or something in this sector. Or a
Something completely and utterly bupkis that, you can say, well, this is the best I could get. This is the best we could decrypt. Even though you haven't really made a full attempt to decrypt all the data. You decrypt a little bit of it, find the lowest, shittiest, most innocuous item in it, and say, this is all we could get.
Yeah. Oh, one of the Corellian shipyards have been working on that new, one of the new YT series at this time. I mean, was it the 3000?
Corellian shipyards would be working on many ships.
I mean, we don't even have to give them data on new ships they're building. We could just give them exact data on, say, how many ships they're building at any given point. Something dumb like that. Like, station roster.
Oh. How many ships came through the shipyard?
Yeah, travel
recently?
logs.
Yeah, we could just give them that.
This is the way.
This is the way.
That
Oh,
would
shit.
be cool, bitches.
Well, hi, Rose! Hello, everybody. I'm sure there's a few of you who know me, but for those of you who don't, I'm Josh the Oddytwin, and tonight is the Star Wars role-playing game with Saga, Rook, and Lantas. Say hi, guys. I just got raided by 4 people.
Hello!
Hello.
Nice of you to join us. Don't worry, we're not planning galactic genocide or domination. You have no proof.
Oh.
Says the robot.
Now anyway, back to the matter at hand. Bioweapon production.
Yes, you should definitely trust the HK unit. You know, you can always trust an HK unit to be looking to backstab you, you know?
So,
Allegedly.
but yeah,
Allegedly.
like I'm saying, I'm not saying that you have, it is entirely up to you guys what you decide to do. I'm just simply tossing out, because you guys are like, well, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to do this.
Yeah.
As much as it might seem that way. It is your choice what you guys are going to do. But, you guys are basically treating it as if it's an all or nothing deal. It's like, you do have a shit ton of data there. You could take a little crumb and chuck him the little crumb that'd be totally useless and take the rest of the pie to Gardula.
Yeah, thank you, Audie.
Yeah, thank you.
I thank you for helping us with options we didn't even consider. Yeah, we
Oh,
can
you know
totally just
what?
take out travel logs for the last 2 years, 2 months.
I
Give
just
that to him.
completely forgot about this. My species has a handy little thing that we can do, that we get an additional thing we add to perception checks made to sense deception or sense influence that I have not been doing. Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid. I get to add my entire charisma bonus to those checks. Okay, that's bull. Okay, my bad.
All right, Rose. Get feeling better. Thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. Rose said she's going to take off because she's got a headache starting up, so...
Uh-oh.
Hope
Feel
she
better
feels better
soon.
soon. Yeah. Okay, so... what was it? I can change attitude better. And, okay. So, yeah, I guess what I'm gonna do is... shoot, what's my deception check? Plus 11, okay. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna make a deception check. Because lying to him would definitely be deception.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just sort of act like I'm struggling very hard to, agree to do this. That's gonna be what?
Okay.
26.
So you're faking that you're trying to that it's a hard decision for you.
Yeah, like this is like goes against everything I believe and all that other stuff.
Okay. Are you telling him an outright lie as well?
No, actually, technically I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just no, and actually this would go against what I believe too. So, is really a deception check then? I guess I am still trying to deceive him.
Yeah, you're trying to deceive that. You're trying to make him think that it's a hard decision to do this.
No, I guess that I'm trying to deceive him that I'm going to be giving him the actual information. Yes. When I'm not.
Okay, and that's.
Yeah, I.
In the grand scheme of things, it is a deception. You are deceiving him into believing that you are going to give in to his demand.
Yeah. I agree. We are all in this for profit, after all.
What was your...
26.
Okay. So, you do see it my way. You do understand. You know, it's beneficial for both of us.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, I would assume it's probably still back on your ship.
Yes, and it'll take a little bit of time to decrypt it for you. We had to grab a lot of information all at once. I'll make sure that my technician here, and I gesture at Grawl, decrypts it for you and gets it all packaged up for you. Very nicely.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I'm gonna send my boy Ghoul and his buddy along, just to make sure that you make it back to your ship and make it back here all right. Does that make sense?
Of course, I understand. It is a perfectly acceptable precaution to take.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you could see reason. I'm glad that you understand. I'm sure Gardula means well, but in the world we live in.
Can I make a quick perception check here just to make sure that I understand his what's it called? His if he's trying to deceive me or if he's trying to
Yeah. You understand his intent.
Yeah, understand his intent. Okay, 18 on dice. That's going to be really high. I think that's a 29.
Okay.
Yeah, 29.
So you can tell he's trying to obscure it under the idea of it's in doing what is best, but you can very plainly see he's shaking you down to try and get information. He's trying to make you feel like if you don't give him this information, it's not going to end well for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. I'm glad I double-checked my species page, because I completely forgot about empathy. Empathy. I get to add my charisma bonus to perception checks for sense deception or sense influence.
Mm-hmm.
It's so freaking useful.
Yeah, he is not outright trying to deceive you, but he's trying to skew it to make it seem like it's not. He's trying to make it seem like it's not out of his own self-interest. He's trying to build a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, the Clatunian kind of steps forward, and the Weequay steps forward. We'll take him back to the ship, boss. We don't need more than this. It was pretty clear when they came to get you. They were coming as a show of force.
Yeah. And honestly, it was more of like them proving that, hey, we know where you are. We can come hit you anytime we want.
Yeah.
Type situation.
And with that, return you to your ship.
I'm kind of glad that sense deception was an 18. Also that I rolled well on the deception check earlier. Okay, so are these guys going to come on board, or are they going to stay outside?
So, when you get back, this one will come in here. This one will kind of just hang back here.
Okay. Grawl, can you please... No, go ahead.
I'm just gonna stand right here to keep an eye on both of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And as much as he comes to here, it's essentially he stops here, and he kind of looks around and goes, these 2400s, they're a really, really good looking ship. Do you mind if I take a look around?
Okay. If I remember right, this is all out of character for now. This guy doesn't have a weapon, right?
No, he does.
No.
It was
Both of these guys have weapons.
the one who... It was the Quarren who did not have the weapon.
Oh, okay, the Quarren. Okay. I'm gonna probably ask HK to follow him. There's a couple of places that I would rather you not look, but for now, yes, that is acceptable. Grawl, can you please come with me into my room for a moment? I have a couple things I want to discuss.
As I walk past Aramas to go up to this guy, I'm going to try and discreetly tell him to keep an eye on this mercenary here.
He steps back and just kind of leans against the wall right here.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are very clearly dumb thugs. So it's gone unnoticed to them. But HK, as he leans back, you see him kind of shift the hand. He's been kind of walking with his arms crossed, and it's very clear his arm is beneath. He's keeping the blaster hidden underneath his jacket. As he leans back against the wall, he kind of surreptitiously shifts himself in such a way that he tucks the blaster into the waistband of his pants, acting as if it was there the whole time.
Is this Aramis we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yep.
Okay. And once Grawl and I are alone in here, I'm gonna basically tell him my plan to give them, just some random ass junk that we got, data-wise.
Okay. If it would be all right with you guys, it's getting kind of late here. It's 11:15 for me.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Makes sense.
There's only 17 minutes left on this clock. This is a good stopping point.
Yeah. So we'll say you give him permission. You guys you and Grawl go to your room, and that's where we'll stop for today.
Yep.
So give me just a moment, guys, to outro the stream, and then
I'm gonna go ahead and exit the table.
Yep, no worries. So everybody, we are gonna call it a night there. Getting a little tired, it's getting pretty late for me, and this is a good chance to call it a night and outro, end the stream. Thank you again to everybody for coming out. Thank you, Rose, for the stream, and all of her people who came in. I saw Crusardo in there. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Again, for those who were not here earlier in the stream, Sunday, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but today is 11 years for me. I gotta celebrate it. I can't celebrate it tonight because I gotta work tomorrow, but I can definitely celebrate it on Sunday. So, come out on Sunday so we can celebrate 11 years streaming. For those of you who are new, who've never been here before, if you want to be notified anytime I go live, hit that follow button down below. If you want alternative places to find my content or find out when I'm streaming, all these links here. I will be downloading this video, and this VOD, for those who did not get to see the entire VOD, this VOD will be uploaded on Friday on my YouTube channel. So if you want to get caught up, if you want to go from step 1 of the series, go to my YouTube channel. Episodes 1 through 5 are already there. This is episode 6 will be up on Friday. There's also all sorts of other content there. As I said at the beginning of the stream, thanks to a very generous patron friend of ours, I have a new graphics card. This will be getting installed probably tomorrow. So, bear with me as my stream settings are going to be a little goofy over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to get this going well and everything will get better. If you want to help support the stream, you know, I've talked before, I would love to make this an actual gig for me, not just, you know, something I do for fun. Hit that subscribe button. It's the best way. And subscribing with Prime, it doesn't cost you anything. Other than that, if you want some place where you can come hang out, we play Minecraft, we play all sorts of other games together. Down below, in fact, I think I need to renew the link. There's a link into our Discord. I think I probably need to renew that link. It's probably expiring, but I will have it renewed. Come hang out in the Discord. The OTG community is fantastic. It's a second family to a lot of us. So, I have been Josh the Oddytwin. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I hope that you can enjoy yourselves, and I will see you all on Sunday. Peace.